Alright, I know what you're thinking already. Max beats Conor easy. And yeah, if you just look at Prime versus Prime, that's probably the safe pick. But I think there's a very specific version of this fight where Conor McGregor actually causes Max Holloway way more problems than people want to admit. And it all comes down to styles, timing, and a couple of important weaknesses on both sides. Max is basically a pace machine. He doesn't stop throwing, he walks guys down, and by rounds 3 to 5 it feels like you're drowning in punches. That's just who he is. But Conor is different. He's not volume, he's timing, precision, and making you hesitate. That clash alone is why this fight is interesting. Now let's start with Conor, because his path in this fight is pretty clear and pretty limited. He needs the early rounds. That's it. Conor at his best is one of the best counter-strikers in MMA history. His timing is ridiculous. He doesn't chase, he waits, reads your rhythm, and fires that straight left the moment you step into range. But here's the issue people always bring up with Conor. The cardio. If Conor doesn't get you out of there early, things start to change fast. He slows down, his movement gets a bit more flat, his output drops, and most importantly, his reactions aren't quite as sharp when he's forced to work for extended exchanges. And against someone like Max Holloway, that's dangerous, because Max is basically built to drag you into deep waters. Now Max Holloway is still one of the highest output fighters ever. He builds pace, takes over rounds, and just keeps increasing pressure. But there's something people have noticed in his recent fights. He's been getting hit cleaner than he used to. His chin hasn't cracked or anything like that, but he's been rocked more than earlier in his career. The exchanges aren't quite as effortless for him to walk through as they once were. And that matters here, because Conor doesn't need many clean shots. One or two good left hands early can completely change how Max approaches the fight. If Max starts respecting that power even slightly, he doesn't just walk forward the same way anymore. And that slows down his entire game. And that's really the key to this matchup. If Conor lands early, he forces Max to think. He forces hesitation. And Max Holloway, without full rhythm, is a much more human fighter. But if Conor doesn't land early, that's where the problems start. Because we do have to be honest, Conor's cardio over a long fight isn't his strong suit. The longer this goes, the more Max's pace becomes a problem. The more the output stacks up. The more Conor gets forced into exchanges he doesn't fully control anymore. And that's where Max usually takes over. So the fight really comes down to this simple thing. Conor needs early damage, early timing reads, early control. Max needs time. If Max gets time, he usually breaks the fight open with pace and volume. But if Conor gets his moments early, this suddenly becomes a lot more dangerous and competitive than people expect. It all depends on those first couple rounds. If Conor lands, it gets very interesting. If he doesn't, it turns into a Max Holloway kind of night.